Hey there, Wall Street winners. It is Saturday, February 22nd, and we're heading into an interesting trading week coming up. It's the last trading week of February. The first 2 months have been extremely good to those invested in the market, but we're heading into some turbulent times. We've got potential tariffs starting up 25% on Canada and Mexico, potentially on March 2nd. So a week from now, we've got a number of folks reporting this week, a lot of the large Canadian banks. So, from a Canadian perspective and Canadian economic perspective, it'll be interesting to hear what comes out of the Bank of Nova Scotia, Toronto Dominion Bank, and the other banks that are reporting. They're later in the reporting cycle from the large US banks. So, it'll be interesting to get their perspective on the economy within Canada primarily, but a lot of them have international operations. So, be some insight there. We then have some retailers. So starting on Tuesday, we've got Home Depot, and then Wednesday we've got Lowe's both reporting. And it will be interesting here. We heard from Walmart last week on how consumer sentiment and consumer spending is has declined in January, February, which it can do at the beginning of a year, especially with winter storms and things of that nature. So we have to take that into account. We don't have a lot of data right now. The Michigan Consumer Sentiment Report came out on Friday, and the numbers were down for sure. But we don't, with one data point, doesn't make a trend. So we have to look at this in the bigger picture. We've also got on Tuesday Workday, one of the workforce software as a service companies, coming out with earnings, and this will be an interesting one as well because it ties into the economy from payrolls and workforce perspective. So this company will fluctuate, not to the same extent as the as the job numbers do on a monthly basis, but it will certainly be a bit of a gauge of employment and overall employment in the US. Then Wednesday, market close, big numbers coming in here from NVDA. I expect this to be a really solid print and solid report with a very solid future forecast. If anything, as you head into some type of economic downturn, companies are looking for efficiencies and they're going to get a ton of efficiency through AI. And NVIDIA is going to be the company that provides the technology, the chips behind that. So I think we're going to see a solid earnings print, solid revenue print, and a very positive future forecast coming out of NVIDIA. And that's going to set the stage for all of the other financials in that, sorry, all of the other semiconductor stocks in that sector. So I think that you'll see companies like Broadcom, who hasn't reported yet, Micron, who hasn't reported yet, and then some of those that have Texas Instruments and others get a bit of a boost if earnings are positive and strong coming out of NVIDIA. So Wednesday is going to be important. And we also, before the market opens, get the Lowe's company report. So similar to Home Depot, a competitor in that home renovation space, do-it-yourselfer space. Thursday, we've got TD Bank and CIBC out of Canada. And then and then we move into the next week at that point. The others aren't worth mentioning. So big week. Be a little risk averse here at the towards the end of the week as we get into the tariff time, entering a week from now. I'd be trying to take as big a cash position as you possibly can. You can always get in if the markets rip, but it's harder to get out if they're dropping. So I would be trying to get into as much liquidity as you can towards the middle to end of this week after the NVIDIA earnings. And hopefully they'll be positive and you can come out with a profit and you can just maybe pause and sit on the sidelines for a little bit. At least that's my plan. So that's where we are going into the week. Good luck with your trades. And if you're liking these videos, please hit the like and subscribe button.